Yeah, because upon I took it as jugmo true. You see,
Yeah, yeah, entering the
nang.
stream.
Yeah, right. Upon tech, which are juk no no nok true non, right? Going into steps which are
Right.
tech which are going into the
But
stream.
well, the jukmo is actually the point at which you ford as well.
Yeah, right.
It's the
Yeah,
fording point. So I don't know. It's interesting. We might have to find a Tirtaka and ask him or her. I
yeah,
don't know.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, have fun in the Q&A, everybody. Thanks, Ben Kramer.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
All right, guys. So I guess please talk about the part of your text where the pattern and the sheen of the peacock feathers are formed by taking on poison of mental afflictions. Oh, okay. Okay, so first question is from Kat about the part of your. Please talk about the part of your text where the pattern and the sheen of the peacock feathers are formed by taking on the poisons of mental afflictions. Well, this part, I don't know exactly what one-to-one correlation would be, but basically it was saying that if you purify the karma and mental afflictions, then that creates two things. One was a beautiful pattern in your peacock plumage, and the other one was a nice shiny, a nice sheen. Now, this is what we were discussing in the morning. It would be cool to see what, I don't know, to take a shot. Which one do you think would come from which? I don't know. What do you think, Kat? I mean, in this thing with correlation, some of them are easy and some are really, really hard to, at least for me, to make the connection, right? What do you
Well,
think?
I'm thinking of a real app for this.
Oh, yeah.
So I really wanted to hear more about the contextual reference.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
because a real app is coming to mind.
Mm. Oh, you know what? I had a similar. So to give you a little bit of context, in these, the conversation of this book, right? So it's the Crown of Knives, and you talk about. I don't know if you went to these previous classes, but I'll give you a quick short version. So
Thank you.
there's two versions, right? Like the Peacock warrior, or yeah, we call it the Peacock warrior in this class, which is the equivalent to a bodhisattva, right? And then in some part of the text, I think it was like 4 terms ago, it was talking about the opposite. What does it mean to not be a peacock? And it was talking about in the Tibetan tradition how crows are seen as people who are not, who are only attracted to attractive things and are constantly avoiding trouble. Or even worse, that they say they see a peacock as a bodhisattva who enjoys getting in the middle of trouble and helping that, and they say, okay, I can do it, but they do it for the wrong motivation, like jealousy, like, I don't know, want to feel better about themselves, I guess, as opposed to doing it for people. And so after that, the text went on about the different. It's painting a really nice metaphor for bodhisattvas and similarities between bodhisattvas and peacocks. For example, he was saying that the 5 peacocks. I haven't actually fact checked this, but it says that peacocks have 5 feathers on their head, and that represents the bodhisattvas going through the 5 paths. So it seems that from time to time they give us a little bit more to this image of the peacock. And I remember another one. Oh yeah. The attitude they have of enjoying, of living off poison. Well, of course, is that's the central part of this book, right? To transform the poison, i.e., other people's problems and mental afflictions, and your own, I guess, into their sustenance, to live completely off poison. I don't know if this
Okay.
yeah. One of
Oh,
the life tools I have done a while back was peacock versus crow. That whenever we face a hard situation in our life, we have this. Well, at least me, it seems to boil down to either I want to avoid it and go for something that will make me feel good, or I'll just stay and go deep and try to help. I don't know if that helps. Tell me
tremendous.
about the real
Thank
app.
you.
I would like to hear.
Well, I'm looking forward to developing it a little more in my mind. The
Mhm.
idea I'm thinking of are that the patterns that we develop from this bodhisattva activity of doing it for others is
Mm.
that it will rehabituate
Mhm.
minds to think of bodhicitta. So
Mhm.
that's the new pattern that we will cultivate in our mind. And the
Right.
course come with the beautiful seeds that will ripen from the
Mhm.
virtuous activity
Right,
that
right.
been created by the reformed patterns of our habituated responses to serving others.
Oh, cool. Sounds. I'd be interested to hear the once you fully develop it.
It's a fun invitation this morning. I look forward to learning more how to respond and develop this idea.
You know, it's really cool. I had done the course 14 a while back, but since I got this book, I started to go back to the root text, and it's really, really poetic. So if you have a chance, check out Readings 8 and 9, which is the Crown of Knives. And it's all about, at the beginning, it's all about that.
Okay. At the
It's
beginning of your text commentary?
Yeah, so my text is a class that was given, an 11 session class, very similar to what Geshe-la does with Lam Rim. 11 session, which we're not sure if it was days or classes, a teaching on this. So you have the notes taken by a senior student of this teacher, who was amazing, and the teacher gave really, really, really cool commentaries on the root text. So it's like going deeper on readings 8 and 9 of course 14.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really cool.
Oh, thank you. I will do that.
Thank you. Yay. Let me see. Question 1. We have issues with stopping our egoism. What would be the method to overcome it in the case of karmic cause for this? And how could we... Oh, wait. What would be the method to overcome it in the case when we sometimes even do not notice we are already being egoistic? Well, one of the things that the main topic of this book is that basically, unless you are a Arya, I would say, at the bare minimum, you for sure have self-cherishing or egoism, as you're talking about. You know, in traditional, we talk about the top 10, right? If you wanted to boil down the top 10, this is what the book says, right? If you want to boil down the top 10 into 2, you have not understanding how things work or believing in the self-nature, and self-cherishing. So for sure, unless you are someone extremely special, which is maybe an arhat, actually, not even an Arya. Well, no. If you're not an Arya, basically, you have it for sure every single day of the time of the day. And an easy way to check it, at least for me, it's kind of a little bit depressing, but you can do a meditation where you go through your day and you observe every single activity, right, that you do, and how much of that you're doing to benefit you and how much of that you're doing to benefit others. even us that we have this intention to help the world, or at least I'll talk about myself. I don't know, out of, I don't know, 10,000 thoughts of the day, I think maybe about 10 are towards other people. Most of them are for me. To be honest, having a kid does help you with this. It forces you to think of someone else, but most of the day, at least me, I'm thinking of I need to comb my hair, I need to wash my teeth, I need to drink water because I'm feeling thirsty. It's yeah, it's well, that's how to know that we have it, right? Then how to stop it? Well, there's many ways that you can go about it. I'll tell you about my favorite one, and actually it's going to in every part of the text lately. I love doing Tonglen, and this text is, oh, thank you. It's mainly about doing that. So you have, thank you. A good way, for example, very easy when you're having a problem, when you're under a mental affliction, you say, okay, this is ripening in my life. I cannot do anything about it. The seed has ripened. So what's the best way that I can use this to help others? Well, I imagine in my mind that every time that I inhale, I take that problem from everyone in the universe who's having this mental affliction or this problem, etc., and I'll give them the opposite. If I'm feeling stress, okay, everybody that is feeling stress right now, everywhere, I'll take it. Then if you want to take it further, you can say everybody that has feel stressed. And if you want to take it further, everybody that will feel stressed. If you want to take it even further, everybody that has seeds to feel stress. I'll take all of that. So honestly, what I love about Tonglen is that it's very hands-on. You don't need to be. My favorite part of Tonglen is that you don't need to be on the cushion. Actually, most of the practice of Tonglen, for me at least, is off the cushion, because you can do it every single part of the day. And I know that I always talk about Tonglen, but it's because I really like it, and it's a very, very practical tool to use. We just started with when we're feeling bad, right? How can you use this for when you're feeling good? You share with others. You say, oh, right now I'm feeling very happy. I just had a very nice meal. I want to share this with everybody with my out breath, and with my inhale, I'll take, I don't know, hunger from whoever will feel everywhere, etc. So this practice forces us to always think of others. And I think that's the best, in my case, that's the most powerful tool to destroy this self-cherishing. A really cool visualization that you can do is when you're taking on other people's problems, it's like a black thick smoke, and you take it in, and then you purify it right in your heart, where you have a diamond, rose, which represents, or actually I like more the visualization of a lotus flower, which represents your love, and a diamond inside of it that represents your wisdom. And as the black smoke comes in, it purifies and it destroys your self-cherishing. So that's some added things that you can do to make it more rich. And it's a very, very powerful tool. So that you're attacking straight. Another really cool thing, and I love that Geshe Michael has done it, a whole company based on this, 4 steps. Actually, all of our organizations are about the 4 steps, right? So that's another thing that directly helps us destroy our self-cherishing, or egoism, as you call it. How? We use our attraction to normal things to practice. Like, for example, I want money, which, I don't know, maybe other people who might not be part of the Geshe Michael following or students would tell you, oh yeah, you need to be detached from money. But he says, okay, you want money, you can have it, but you need to understand where it comes from, and you need to understand that you can only get it if you share it. So it's using these negativities that we have and using that to practice. So that's why I love it's simple, and you probably heard about the 4 steps many times, but honestly that's a very, very, very powerful tool to also attack our self-cherishing, right? Because it's I think, to be honest, that the way that it's done, at least in DCI, with the 5 goals, right, is using your it could be done as using some of the negativities as a path to practice. So those are my 2 favorite things I would tell you: Tonglen, 4 steps. And I've said that in the past, and but to be honest, it doesn't have an end. There's always one more Tonglen meditation you can do during the day. There's always one more 4 step that you can do during the day. So it doesn't really end. So you have infinite opportunities during your day to do this. And I'm sorry, I just remember this is being translated. I'll speak slower. Thank you, translators. Question number 2. We have an issue that sometimes we do not remember teachings. What is the karmic cause for this, and how can we fix it? Oh, I have the same problem. I have the worst memory. And in the book, it says, very simple, concentrating on things that are not, they call it non-Dharma activities. Now, what does non-Dharma activities mean? If you go, for example, if we take the same example of the 4 steps, that we're using the 4 steps to get money, and then we eventually start using that to help more people, as opposed to if all through the day I'm just thinking about money, same thing, same action, it's just a different state of mind, then the same activity can be something that is contributing to get us closer to our enlightenment, and with a different view, it can be a non-Dharma activity, right? So it says the more time in the day we spend concentrating on non-Dharma activities causes these, in this way we call it decrease of karmic IQ, meaning the less we will remember the teachings and wisdom. So how can we increase it? To try to, again, it's the same answer as the previous question, trying to always remember and practice, most important, to remember where things come from, and to remember to always try to do things for others. I know it's a simple answer, but that's basically what the text says. Question from Russian number 3. We admire your capacity to do so many things at the same time, so many projects. Do you have a tool you could share with us to be able to be so efficient? Well, if I told you that it's me who's doing all of that, I would be lying. The truth is, I have an incredible team of people that help. How did I plan that? I would say trying to help as many people as I can in the day, no matter how stupid things they are, trying to help them. So for example, I was very lucky that I was able to move into Sedona. So every single person here, since here in Sedona we have all the heads of the organizations, they would, for example, I am good with technology. I'm good with video production, thanks to Scott, who taught me, right? So anytime that someone in the group needed help with either technology or production or using programs, for example, I gave the team at ALL a training on how to use Asana as a project management software, and then I kept doing it just to help them. So first part of the advice: try to find powerful powerful karmic partners that you can help. Now, what defines a powerful karmic partner? Someone who has helped in the past, someone who can help a lot of people, who that's the case here in Sedona, and someone who is in great need, which is also the case here. So if you can find someone that has all three, and I mean, we all have limited time during the day. So if you find the people that have all three and you concentrate on helping those people as much as you can, even when you think you don't have time, then in time it creates help or time. In my case, it created an incredible team of people that are doing an amazing job, extremely capable. Each one of them is equivalent to 4 normal people, and we have a big team of like 10 of them. So I would say that try to find people that need help and help them, especially when you think you don't have time. What is the karmic correlation? If my boss is not happy with my work, even though I do my best, can I fix it? Okay, let's see. My boss is not happy with my work. Okay, so there's a karmic correlation of, I don't know if this is exactly what you're asking, but I'll tell you the one that I concentrate on a lot. If you're suffering on the authority of someone who's above you, the karmic correlation is kind of, the solution is kind of, I don't know, you might not be super happy to hear it, but it's enduring things for the sake of the Dharma. What does that mean in the world? To try, a lot of these projects from Geshe Michael they're all really cool, and they're also hard because it's working with a lot of people. So just keep going, I would say. Just say, keeping your views, like what I'm doing is important, is helping this or that person like this, and I'll just keep going, even though I am quote unquote suffering from this. And eventually it works. I can tell you it does work. In my case, it has worked. I have the great pleasure to be working directly for Geshe Michael, and he's the best boss I have ever have, and probably the best boss I will ever get. So yes, it's enduring things for the sake of helping other people. Let's not say Dharma, but for the sake of helping other people. Another way that you could do it is, are you being the more direct way to plant the seeds, right? Is so I like to see the problems that come to me and try to find what seed I need to plant. So in this case, you're saying your boss is not happy with your work. It could be many things, and only you can know exactly the right flavor. So to me, for example, this sounds that maybe he's having too big of expectations on you. So try to find ways in your life or times in your life that you are having an unrealistic expectation from people that are under you or that do things for you. Or I mean, I know I do this actually, and try to see that they're doing the best they can. I mean, unless they're clearly being very lazy, most of the people are just doing the best they can with what they have. So trying to be more understanding, maybe trying to help people that are doing stuff for you, trying to make their work more easy, or sometimes as easy as just acknowledging them. Then that will plant the seeds of your boss acknowledging you, And this can be stupid, quote unquote, stupid little things, as if you go to the supermarket, telling the cashier, talking up to the cashiers, for example, saying, oh, how long is your shift today? And usually they're very happy to tell you about their day. So like, oh, you know what? I've been working for 12 hours. And you're like, oh, wow, you're working really hard. This is very admirable. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for putting my stuff in my grocery bags with a smile. I appreciate that you're doing that, even though you're at the end of your 12-hour shift. Stupid little things like that can go a long way and plant the seeds for your boss to see more about what you're going through and say, oh, you know what, actually, you're doing a pretty good work. So appreciating other people's work. A very cool life tool that we have in DCI is, and another way that you can plant the seed is croissant meditation. What is croissant meditation? You take anything around you. For example, I have this mask here, and I try to think all the people that were involved in order for this mask to be here with me. So this mask, I can tell you, this was given to us by Yao Li, one of our DCI organizers in the past from Taipei, and she sent us a big package of these. So, but before it came to me, there was a UPS guy who dropped it at the college, and Tim probably took it up and put it in close to the offices here. And then actually this one, Gielse, came and gave that to me. And then before the UPS, it came through probably either ship or air. So there was someone who helped with that. Then tracing it back to Taipei. Taipei, they were bought by Yao Li. But before that, they had to be made by a factory. In that factory, there were many people that were involved in the process. And this is a very simple object, right? It's a piece of cloth it has what, maybe two types of material. It has cloth, these elastic things, and the like paperclip thingy here. And already with this, we have a lot of people that were involved. So trying to remember each or to visualize every single person that was involved in the process helps a lot. And thanking them, because without them, this mask couldn't have come to you. So that's another really cool life tool that we use that I really like. Basically training our great gratitude muscle. Planting the seed for your boss to be grateful to you. Question number 5. I am constantly unsatisfied with myself and especially with my practice. Do you have an advice for me how to stop it? Oh, this is a hard one, because the more you study or the more you quote unquote advance, the more commitments you have. So there's many things. I don't know what you mean by practice, but I'll tell you a little bit about how I like to do it. If you're having problems, for example, with your meditation, let's say, which is very common, right? I try to stop at a time when it's still exciting and sweet, so that you create this hunger of wanting to come back and do it the next day. So first of all, not putting a big mistake that a lot of us make, or at least me, is to try to build guilt towards yourself, right? Oh, you're such a bad practitioner. You're doing your meditation. You're not doing your yoga. You're not helping others. You're not studying. You're not debating. You're not blah, blah, blah. You're not doing your mantras. You're not, etc. You can make this list super long. And I can tell you that's the worst way. That's the worst thing to do, or the best way to give yourself lung, or to make yourself nervous and feel bad about yourself. So the first thing is trying to break each part of your practice to the bare minimum and keeping doing that, and then increasing it every week, and then knowing that certain weeks or certain days you will fail and you will not do your yoga and you will not do your meditation. And it's okay, as long as you have the goal of, in the long run, increasing it. The typical one is, for example, if you ever, I studied economy, so you see there's a lot of graphs in economy that you see, for example, the GDP of a country, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's easy to get lost in this up and down. And I think for me, a good advice would be, as long as the general curve is going up, then you're okay. Don't concentrate too much on now I'm good, now I'm bad, now I'm good, and now I'm bad. Overall, your practicing is getting better. You're doing your yoga, you're doing your meditation, you're being kinder with other people. You're trying to bring wisdom into your life, into your every day-to-day life. Yeah, you fail some days, but in the long run, if in general you're advancing, then I think it's good to not give yourself such a hard time and saying, overall, I'm getting better. I will not build on guilt, but I will just work slowly on doing one more Tonglen a day, doing one more 4-step a day, doing one more minute of yoga, or doing one more minute of meditation. So I would say, yeah, take it easy, and as long as you're in the long run, you're doing that, you're doing good. No one is perfect. I'll tell you something that someone told me that I really like. This is when I was taking my Bodhisattva vows. I was very, 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 very concerned of taking all these commitments that I knew I could not probably keep perfectly. And they told me, look, that's normal. If you were already a Bodhisattva, you wouldn't need vows. So take them knowing that you'll break them, and then you'll repair them and get better and better. So I would tell you, have the same approach. At least this is what works for me. And yeah, I think eventually it will work. Sorry, Catherine. Try to speak slowly. Okay. What else? I think we have. Okay. Well, if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to just write them on the chat, on the Q&A, or just to open your microphone. Let me see. Or just raise your hands on the chat. Let me see. I'm really sorry, Catherine and translators. Okay, we have a question from Anatole. Hey, Anatole, good to see you. Well, good to see you in the message chat. Hi, Seiji. There have been frequent references to science in many of the mixed nuts classes, in the sense of science being lower than any Buddhist school. Since I have been looking for a microphone lately, what method should I use? So, I'll tell you something. I don't understand exactly how science is. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure I understand your question. So I would say something. I'll tell you about something that I recently, in the last year, I learned, which is, Geshe Michael calls it the mini 4-step, which is something revolutionary for me. So this came in the time management course, I believe, and it talks about how how we tend to want to use the 4 steps for the big goals, right? I want to double my income by the end of 2021. Or I want to find a partner. I want to buy a new car. I want to blah, blah, blah. But most of the time, for the small goals, we just go conventional or science, the science methods, right? But something really cool that I can't remember which life tool number it is, but it's called the mini 4-step. And it's really, really cool. The way that it explains it in the manual is you have a leak in the faucet at your house. And obviously you need to stop it, right? You cannot just do a 4-step and wait for the result to ripen because your house will flood. So it says, yes, call the I forgot how you say it in English. Fontanero, the guy that fixes the piping. Do hire it, or if you know how to do it yourself, do go and use conventional methods to fix your pipe. But as you're walking to your kitchen, think of do a mini 4 steps. And what's a mini 4-step? You do a 4-step in your mind. It's kind of like a coffee meditation, but it's kind of like it's a mixture between coffee meditation and Tonglen. In your mind, you're trying to help someone with that whatever problem that they have, and try to go through the mini 4-step like that, like a super fast, right? The time it takes you to go from your bedroom or whatever you are to the kitchen to fix this leak, and then you do this as you're going there. That's how you charge that whatever you do, you can fix it. In your case, for example, you want a microphone, and then as you're walking to Steren or whatever, or Radio Shack or whatever, or Amazon, try to do a mini 4-step. I know that you help a lot of people. I know that you also like technology and you help people with that. I don't know, like I know that you've helped a lot of people with their need for audio equipment or something like that. So you can do your mini 4-step as you're walking or clicking on your Amazon to order it, or as you're going to Radio Shack to buy your microphone. Do that mini 4-step, and that charges. It does 2 things. It charges the action that you're doing, and the second one, it helps you instill the what we call the tiger mind, which is always using the 4 steps or helping other people to get what we want, to instill that as a habit in our day-to-day life. So it's for me, it was really cool to hear when Geshe Michael created that manual. I had never thought about it, even though it's very obvious, right? But yeah, mini 4 steps is something that to me it was revolutionary. And the first time I heard him talk about it, I thought it was genius. I still think it's genius, but check it out. We have another question from Zhang Dingbi. Sorry if I'm for mispronouncing your name. What did Geshe-la say yesterday about how to make the persons you don't like to never appear again? What did Geshe-la said? Yes, I have the worst memory. I can't remember what he said, but in short is what this person that you don't like, trying to boil it down to why is it that you don't like this person? You don't like this person because they're being competitive? Then stop all the competition in your life. Or for example, in this competitive part, in another one of the programs with the program that is run by Stanley and Allison called China Soft Power, he gave a very cool correlation of how to stop competition. He said, when someone comes and asks you for help, not being sarcastic, or like trying to really help them genuinely without sarcasm, which is hard, right, for Well, at least for me. So it depends. What is it that you don't like, or you don't want these people to ever appear? It's whatever that is the thing that you need to stop doing in your life. And I have to tell you, it does work. I mean, am I living in the perfect world? No. But am I living in a better world than before? Yes, for sure. Something that I really didn't like is bad drivers, right? I used to get so angry at bad drivers on the street. So I said, you know what? I'm going to concentrate on not doing whatever irritates me about these people. And it, as my seeds worked, it ripened as me living in a beautiful city where there's very little traffic, everybody's very relaxed, and I don't see many bad drivers around, to be honest. So it's it's kind of like in investigator work, right? What is it that I don't like? What type of people I don't like to see? People that drive too fast. So okay, so I'll work on me always respecting the speed limit, and I'll plant the seed consciously. And I say, as I'm doing my coffee meditation, I dedicate this to so that there's no more bad drivers in the world. And you start seeing results almost instantly. And the more you do it, the more it happens in your outer environment, let's say. And I'll tell you something interesting. Last time I went to Mexico, which is where I was from. I was born in Guadalajara, which is a big city, 6 million people. Well, big city for Mexico. I know that for you guys in China, 6 million city is probably a small city, but for me, it's a big city. There's a lot of traffic, very bad drivers. And my experience last time I went to Guadalajara is everybody was driving really nice, which was not my experience 10 years ago, where it seemed like everybody was out to kill me on the road. So it does work. It works in a very nice way. Oh, okay. What did Giselle say about how to make the irritable people who you don't like disappear or never show up again? Well, what is it that irritates you from them? That's what you need to check. Is it that they are competitive? Is it that they are trying to go too fast? Is it that they are, I don't know. You need to check whatever. That's the magic of the 4 steps. Because it's our seeds ripening. It depends completely on you. So if we do our investigation work, is okay. So I'm having this. In my case, for example, I've recently have to deal with competition. So I know that because I've have competitive people around me, then that's the seed that I need to work on. So that's kind of like the work that you have to do, seeing what's defined as an irritable person for you. What did Geshe say yesterday about irritating people?
Irritating or competition?
Irritating. No, irritating people.
I remember being irritating to people. I don't know.
Well, anyway, so I'm sorry I cannot quote Geshe Michael, but this is the 4-step way that we would do it. That's okay. Okay, next question from Flavia Langoni. Oh, our Argentinian friend that lives in Guadalajara. ACI says that seeds opening in this lifetime are from past lifetime, but DCI says we can make new seeds open quickly. And then it's also said that we can only make present seeds open in this lifetime if we are Diamond Way practitioners. How do you reconcile these different ideas? Ooh, this is a very cool topic. I've had this conversation with many people, with Nick especially. So, and this boils down to me. This boils down to skillful means, right? I actually had this with a friend, a very good friend here called Mark Tripetti. So let's say that you're a great teacher, right? And you want to inspire people to plant good seeds. And you tell them, it is possible to, so to answer this question directly, yes, you can, yes, Flavia, you can make seeds ripen in this lifetime. And how to reconcile the diamond way part? Well, that's another thing that that in the ACA courses it says that diamond way is not necessarily just getting an initiation, but if we practice, that will happen to us automatically. So it is technically possible to plant seeds that ripen in this lifetime. Now, are the seeds that you're planting the same ones that are ripening with the 4 steps? To tell you the truth, I don't know. I am not a Buddha, so I cannot see the correlation of the seeds that I'm planting and the seeds that are ripening. But the furthest that I've gotten to is that and I do know that, and that's the 4 laws, right? Things that you start doing as a habit help seeds ripen faster. So all basically the 4x4 help us, give us little hints on how to make more powerful seeds and seeds that ripen faster. So what I say is take all of that and try to fuse them all together so that you give your seeds the best opportunity to ripen fast. Again, can I demonstrate that the seeds that I planted at exactly is one-to-one correlation to the ones that ripen? No. Can I say that my life has gotten better ever since I started the seed system? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like without a doubt. And this I repeat, absolutely, without a doubt. I've been concentrating project by project, trying to plan the best situation that I can. And yes, can it be better? Yeah, probably. But I've gone through going through different bosses, right? In my professional life, I've had some really cranky bosses. I remember working in Australia for this Greek guy who was getting angry every single day. And slowly I kept planting the seeds, and now I have the best boss in the world. I also use the seed system to help me to plant a partner, and I have a very sweet partner. I mean, Maitri is incredible. He's the most incredible bodhicitta teacher. So yeah, in the end, and this is what I was talking with my friend Mark. He told me, can you say that these seeds are exactly the ones that you planted 3 months ago? I said, no. Did it trick me into planting more good seeds? Yes. Did my life get better? Absolutely. So, when it's that way, then even if it's a lie, it's something that I'm willing to use to trick my mind to every day think more about wisdom and to plant the seeds of helping other people to get what I want. So that would be my answer. Can you know? No, I don't think you can know exactly which one-to-one seeds, because this is in the category of deeply hidden things. By the way, emptiness is on hidden things. Karmic correlations, deeply hidden. So I believe that only Buddhas can tell you the exact seed to seed. So that's how I would reconcile this. I know that it doesn't answer your question directly, but I think it answers it in a practical way, in my opinion. Okay, question from Marina. Thank you, Seiji. My question is, what is the karmic cause for not getting discouraged when you've been working for something really hard for a really long time, but it looks like almost nothing has changed? It becomes hard to rejoice in the good seeds because it feels like I'm not moving forward with a certain situation. How to speed up their seed ripening? Well, I don't know. It depends on, for me, I think I would tell you it's about having a long-term vision. Some seeds take more time, it seems, to ripen than others. And for different people, it's different. For example, in my case, when I started planting seeds for financial independence, they work immediately, almost immediately. No, immediately. But for example, to plant seeds for a partner, oh my God, it took a while. I started learning about the seed system in 2011, and I got my partner that I have now Maiche with not so long ago, like 2 years ago. So it took me a good 8 years to plant this beautiful partner and this beautiful baby. So I would say don't get the seed, not to get discouraged, is to see, well, first of all, to understand that, for example, in my case, I think I had a lot of blockages in terms of relationships. And one of the big blockers that I have, well, in general, for all my seeds, is anger in my case. And as you may have seen in DCI, in the anger, impossible anger level, anger is the biggest destroyer of good seeds. So I would say keep planting the good seeds, try to remove the obstacles to that, which in my case, for example, is anger, impatience, all the flavors of anger, right? Getting off balance, getting irritated, getting angry, getting really angry, and then trying to, in my case, that has been my biggest obstacle. And again, I think this relates to the karma. I think it relates a little bit to the karmic correlation that I was asked for before. The karmic correlation of what to do if you're suffering under the authority of someone who's above you. Enduring, I would say, and I know that this might not be the most encouraging thing, but just keep at it. The fact that the result has not come yet, it doesn't mean that if you keep planting the causes, at some point it has to come. How fast or how slow, how well, it depends on how well we do the 4 steps, I guess, and how quickly do we eliminate the obstacles to that. Anyway, I hope this answers your question. Opening lifetime. Okay. Thank you for your answers. They were very helpful and inspiring. Oh, love Tonglen. Yes. Tonglen, I love it because I've read in many places that is the one practice that has no level. Tonglen can be practiced by beginning people and by great masters. There's a story in one of the ACI courses that, in the course 14, I believe, of this great teacher that as he was dying, he wanted to go to the lower realms to help people there, and he was concentrating on that. He was like, yes, I want to do this, and having this strong motivation of helping. But he was, as he was dying, I don't know exactly how the process was, but he couldn't, because of this motivation, he was being thrown to like a heaven, so it's I love Tonglen. Okay. Yay, thank you everyone. 7:58. I think I wanted to thank you guys for coming. If you don't have any more questions, I think we can just end it there. If you guys are interested in any of these, check out the programs. Alex, did you say something? No. Anyway, so check out. There's many programs that you can use depending on what you like. There's all the courses from ACI, which are amazing. There's these mixed nuts courses that are amazing. There's the DCI courses that are amazing. There's the SCM teacher trainings. there's YSI, there's so many companies that and projects that Geshe Michael has created. So whatever suits you best, you'll find whatever your profile is, you will find something, if not a mix of many of them or all of them, in the great projects that Geshe Michael has said. So thank you for coming to Mix Nuts. In my opinion, this is my favorite because we go super deep. So keep coming. This is the hardest one also. So just know that it's normal if a lot of the classes you understand 10%. I understand. I mean, in words class, depending on the class, but most of them I understand 5% if I'm lucky. So, but just keep coming. And thank you for coming today. We will see you tomorrow. All right. See you. Thank you, translators. Again, sorry for speaking fast. Sometimes when I get excited, I start speaking really, really fast. So sorry about that. And thank you for translating this in yeah. All right.